Ακολουθεί η κυρία Ζιλ Μέιερς τώρα. Είμαστε ok τεχνικά, έτσι, Σπύρο? Ωραία. Θα σας υπενθυμίσω και πάλι την ιδιότητά της. Έρχεται αρχικά από τη Νέα Υόρκη, η ίδια. Είναι η ιδρύτρια του δικτύου Women in Olive Oil, που εστιάζει στη σύνδεση του παραγωγού με τον καταναλωτή μέσω της βιωματικής εμπειρίας. Είναι πιστοποιημένη από το Διεθνές Γαστρονοµικό Κέντρο της Νέας Υόρκης. Και το θέμα της είναι «Εξερευνώντας τον κόσμο μέσα από τον ελαιοτουρισμό, η σύνδεση του παραγωγού με τον καταναλωτή μέσω της βιωματικής εμπειρίας».
Well, thank you for inviting me to speak at this amazing conference. And there's too many to mention, but I am really grateful and honored to be here and speak on the behalf of so many women that are in the industry. And I'll tell you a little story, and then I'll toggle through some slides that are a little dry, but it's kind of the foundation of what our network is about. So I'm Jill Myers. I live in Virginia on the East Coast of the United States, about an hour and a half from Washington, D.C. I grew up in Dallas, Fort Worth, in the suburbs, and grew up in a big family, and in about third grade, moved out to the countryside where we started farming. And those were some of the happiest moments of my life. And I continued my passion around having a green thumb and plants and the arts, the culinary arts, and continued. I was a goat farmer for a bit, making cheese, and then started studying olive oil, studying wine, and in 2012 tasted olive oil that was exceptional for the first time in my life. So that changed my life a lot. All of a sudden I felt like I found this magic commodity that was so incredible. So I started in 2012 my passion in olive oil and meeting people and bringing good olive oil back from Europe, having my children taste it, which they loved it. And in 2015-16, I started importing and working with one woman first in Sicily and met many others. And then I went to the International Culinary Center and became a certified somm and met so many amazing humans. I find that olive oil enthusiasts are particularly special people. So it's been a journey since then, connecting the dots, continue. So I started importing, distributing, tasting, judging, and in 2020, spring of 2020, the global pandemic hit, and all of that screeched to a stop for me. So that was a challenging spring, but I talked to several women, and one week we had like 6 or 8 conversations, and we were all in the same boat. Those women were from all over the world, and some were importers, some were retailers, and some were tasters, some were farmers. So I created a network overnight to connect, because I'm one person on the East Coast, and I am a connector. I love connecting people. I love helping others. And I woke up the next, well, I invited about 125 women in the industry, put a little mission statement up, and woke up to a big buzz. And within 2 weeks, we were around 800 women. And right now, we have about 3,400 women in our database. So we are a volunteer organization right now. We are mothers, and you know, most of us have several jobs. We're not all mothers, but most of us we're all women for sure. And several of us have different jobs and are doing this as volunteers. And we've had challenges, but we continue to persevere. So I will go through, one thing I wanted to mention was in 2019, I was listening to Joe Pravacci, who's the president of the North American Olive Oil Association, and he was talking about the crisis we would have possibly in the market, and just overproduction compared to the rate of consumption, which is kind of scary when you're an importer and exporter and trying to sell a product and thinking about the market being flooded which could still happen. But anyway, we have so many and so much room to teach and so much area to teach on. So anyway, let's see here. So we are on, so I think, let's see. Where do we slide here? Oh, okay, so, yeah. So our mission in Women in Olive Oil is to create a common thread that unites women at all levels in the olive oil industry, bringing about positive global change in the areas of health and nutrition, education, environmental and agricultural and production practices, fair trade, and equality. This Global Women's Network will work towards being a platform where women can exchange knowledge, expertise, and experiences in order to obtain the tools and support to create new projects in their local communities with an international reach. And one of my big goals is to create connection through community, through this online network. And I picture this, I'm a visionary, so I picture a tree with the roots, the olive tree and the roots, and we have a lot of women connected through the root system now, and continue to do small projects in local villages, tasting classes, talking about imports and exports to each other. There's so many incredible stories that have already happened that I don't have time to share. But women connecting, shipping their sailing their goods on sailboats, and just doing all kinds of interesting collaborations that they've been able to connect through this platform. And the platform started on Facebook. We have our website, and we are now building a database and a membership. So I will continue. Let's see here. Okay. So I'm going to talk about our 4 pillars, which is our pillars and our foundational values, which I think are universal values we could all agree on. And I think our industry needs this focus. So for women in olive oil, integrity is our first pillar, and we will hold the highest standards in environmental stewardship, product quality, and fair and ethical trade practices in order to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion. Nourish. We will promote the consumption of olive oil as a means to a healthy lifestyle. We will serve as a voice to our shared environment, its stewardship and sustainability. Knowledge. We will generate, advance, and promote the sharing of ideas, knowledge, and understanding among women. We will educate consumers, young and old, on the joy, culture, and nutrition and health benefits of olive oil, on evidence-based science and facts. Connection. We will build bridges of collaboration, shared values, and shared commitment among women in olive oil. We will facilitate new and increase existing synergies, amplify a common voice, and build a strong movement to positively change the world of olive oil. So, our purpose, and this is just, again, our foundational, just our foundational vision and value that we kind of come together as a team and put it on paper, but is to promote gender equality and women's empowerment, climate change in the environment, health, nutrition, and gastronomy, agriculture, production, and olive oil quality, ethics, international collaboration, and advocacy, and cultural heritage. So, sorry, this is, so I won't share stories because I am on a short time frame, but there are so many stories I would love to share today, and we'll not do that. Maybe we can share some later. But one of our goals is to innovate and develop compelling new ways to present olive oil, document and retell the stories behind each country's unique olive oil history and heritage, promote the continuity of the traditional arts surrounding olive oil, create and light the magic that is olive oil, and celebrate its use in religious ceremonies since time immemorial. And these are just different women who work in the In the industry, this is one who lives in Portugal. Her name is Mahi. My daughter actually spent her 18th summer working on her grove, and she's from the Northern Europe, but she's got an amazing farm in Portugal and is doing amazing work. So, our vision and purpose for the Women in Olive Oil Networking platform is to develop systems for value-added programs. This platform will help build communities with global support that will, in time, mobilize teams at the local level. And this is Fatima from, I think she's from Turkey, and she's also a producer. And I have these little pictures in the background. You can hardly see them, but I couldn't resist. Through education, we will encourage networking through cultural exchanges to build a strong community, and one of the many ways we will do this is through agrotourism. Our network will work to connect the producer to the consumer, to share the stories, and to celebrate the cultural heritage of the olive tree and its liquid gold. Is Tagreed, and she is from Palestine. Women in Olive Oil represent 2,400 women from more than 40 countries. We have come together to share experiences and create a support network with this goal in mind, to contribute to the individual and societal advancement through the common link of olive oil. And I think Anna had said this really well, but olive oil to me just has so many facets of it, and from the cultural to the nutritious and to building communities and the art of it. So I think it's almost a joke. People send me all these funny memes about, like, what can olive oil not do? You know, to me, it can pretty much fix anything. But anyway, so to this day, we have built a boots-on-the-ground organization. Women from small towns connecting with one another, and ultimately countries coming together to share and learn. And I'll end with this one of my favorite quotes. I'm a quotes person. I love quotes. But never doubt what a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And one thought that was put out by one of our team members, Lori Levy. She said, "As women, we are not afraid to harness our ability to lead with empathy, inclusion, empowerment, sisterhood, connection, and intuition for something we believe in. We share a common passion, and we have tapped into a global synergy that has become a global movement. We intend to be the bridge to connect and enrich the lives of women for the greater good." Thank you so much for this invitation, and it's so great to be here and see some familiar faces. Thank you.